Okay guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Magandang topic ito. Kung ikaw ay isang temporary resident, okay, na hindi ka pa sure, obviously, kung ikaw ba ay mapi-PR sa Canada o hindi. Pero meron ka ng konting ipon na tingin mo, parang gusto ko bumili ng bahay sa Canada. Again, you are a temporary resident, no? Ano ang pros and cons sa sitwasyon na yan, kung ituloy mo yan ang ating pag-uusapan in this episode. Kasama ang nagbabalik sa ating channel, si Ate Susan, aka Susan Mendoza, isa pong mortgage specialist. Hi Ate Susan, the Commander-in-Chief of our suking Kuya Puto. Okay?
Magandang araw, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.
Okay. Guys, Ate Susan's ganito ko ipopost ang kanyang contact info ha. Throughout the episode, ibabalik-balik ko yung number niya na ito. If you wanna text or call her, inquire about, anything mortgage related, yan po ang kanyang number, 519-755-2388. They can just text you, no, Ate Susan? Yung iba nahihiya pa siguro tumawag, no? Sasagutin mo naman agad, di ba?
Text, email. If you look me up on Google, Susan Mendoza Mortgage, there's email there too. But text is the quickest way to reach me, just in case. And then you say, hi, sito po si Ate Yato. Can you call me back? I will let you know when I can call back as soon.
Got it. Okay, so, guys, nakita niyo yung topic natin. Ito po, temporary resident na gusto bumili na ng bahay. Have you had clients, first off, Ate Susan, na temporary resident pa lang, bumili na ng bahay?
Yes, hindi masyado, but I've encountered them over maybe the past 15 years or 20 years. There are already. Kasi meron namang policy sa Canada and within the banks na ina-aprobahan ng mga temporary residents. Mm-hmm. There's a few sample ng temporary resident. It's not just yung, ang tawag natin, OFW, temporary worker, TFW. Merong mga student permit kasi resident lang. Anybody that has a residency in Canada, not as a tourist, but the right to stay here, maybe for a duration of time. So kung titingnan mo, may list yan sa government who are the temporary resident. And may mga information sila na pwede nilang sundan. And of course, you always talk to the professional. 2 things yan. It's actually 3. You would actually have to resort to talk to your bank, go onto the site because it's a government program as well. Because may mga stipulation ng tax and differences yan sa each provinces has their own policies and procedure. And some banks do, depending on banks. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. In short, pwede siya sa gobyerno. The government allows temporary residents to own a property. Pero Ate Susan, kasi ako, when I see this topic being discussed on social media, mga ganyan, lagi ko nakikita, syempre, mga Pilipino, yung followers usually na mga pina-follow, na mga sinusundan kong accounts. Ang common na sinasabi is, ba't ka bibili ng bahay? Hindi ka pa nga PR. Ma-PR ka muna, saka ka bumili ng bahay. Mamaya, ang ending, mapauwi ka ng Pilipinas, hindi ka maka-extend, tapos ano mangyayari sa bahay mo? Do you give advice about that? Kunyari yung natulungan mo before, did you actually tell them, go for it? Or I don't think it's a good idea.
So, first and foremost, I don't really encourage it because of yung mga experience na nakita ko sa mga customer. And if you read the fine prints too. But I don't discourage it because there are some, we've heard good outcomes sa mga ibang mga temporary residents na nag-flourish. They bought a house and now it's their 3rd or 4th home because they took that time na bumili ng unang chance nila, di ba? So it's there. But you have to do your part. Just because somebody said na, ginawa namin to, will apply to you as well. You have to do your due diligence, especially right now kung anong nangyayari sa Canada, di ba?
I know.
So temporary resident, let's say, unahin natin sa Ontario and BC, yung foreign speculation tax.
Okay.
It's not really banned, nasabi nila until 2027, it's banned, right? It's banned for foreign national, meaning there's no residency. Ask me kung anong ibig sabihin mismo ng foreign national. Well, to me, ang knowledge ko lang dun is wala silang residencies. Like maybe, I'm coming from Manila. I'm so rich. I want to buy an apartment. Just away when I go there. I don't want to rent. I don't want to R&B. R&B. Sorry,
Airbnb.
Airbnb. I've never done an Airbnb. So, yeah, may bahay sila na nakatenga doon just because they can. Yun yung nakaban until 2027.
Okay.
And then, yun naman sa Ontario and BC, they can still do it considering they have that temporary residency na nakasulat na pwede sila, but they're subjected to the 25% speculation tax.
Okay. Let's clarify that. Baka masyadong technical dun sa nanonood. Yung sinasabi po ni Ate Susan na foreign speculation tax, meron pong parang special tax imposed sa mga non-permanent residents in Ontario and BC na kung gusto mo bumili ng bahay. Okay, there's a 25% tax.
25%.
So,
let's use $500,000, right? So 125. On top of that, you need to provide the minimum down payment. It's either, I thought it was always 20% minimum down payment plus the 25% tax. So the last time I talked about it with a customer, that's the information I got. So on a 500,000, you need 225.
Oh my
plus
gosh.
closing cost, right? So magkano na yun?
So that in itself to me, hindi ko nagagawin yun, Ate Susan. Kung temporary resident ako, taga-Ontario ko, napakamahal unless I have like millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars na pwede kong i-let go.
Yeah.
Grabe naman, parang yun palang lugi na ako.
There's so many things na nangyari nung nag-start. Kasi it's speculation tax, I think it wasn't 25% before. It was 20 and it was even lower. I think some of them were getting away with it because maraming nangyari. May mga under the table na nangyayari. May mga agent na, we can help you with down payment. We'll do this. They're doing 100% financing. No, there's so many. Nakakatakot yung mga nangyaring narinig ko kasi customer umiiyak, tumatawag sa akin. I've encountered two na nangyari sa kanila yon. We were given the wrong information, advice. So make sure you have to talk to professionals. And trusted professionals. So BC and Ontario, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to meet na makakausap nyo.
Of course, by the way, si Ate Susan, she is a top performer dyan, lalo na sa Brantford where she is based, but she can help out people, trying to secure a mortgage or refinance, whatever, renew. Canada-wide. Okay, diba?
We have partners. I'm not wide, Canada-wide, but we have partners and I do a lot of BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Yeah. And we do refer to New Brunswick and the East. PEI, I can help as well. We've done a few sa PEI. But so Ontario and BC, maybe we can park that because that's tough unless you have the home. You have the home, right? Let's go to the other provinces na allowed siya.
All right.
And we've heard a lot of stories and mga nakabili na.
Okay.
The successes na nakabili na. It's either estudyante, international student. I think I've seen that sa mga vlogs din. Temporary resident. Sometimes may Canadian citizen and then temporary resident, pwede din yun, combine sila. So they're not really, I think the Canadian citizen supersedes. Not supersedes. It's still affected, but there's some sort of a better situation there. So again, do I discourage? No. Do I encourage? Not really too. So it depends on their situation.
Correct.
Kasi kung humarap ka sa akin, iba yung sitwasyon mo sa kanila. I have to do a full analysis, or whoever it is should be doing a full analysis of. But sabi ko lang, syempre, if they can afford, why not? Kasi magre-rent din naman sila, di ba?
Sige, what happens, Ate Susan, first? Doon kasi muna tayo sa, what happens if hindi sila ma-PR and then they bought a house? What are the risks involved doon? Like, what happens to them?
Kung hindi sila ma-PR and they're still allowed to stay and they extend their residency, it's still the same thing. They can still stay at the house.
Hindi, what if yung mga hindi naka-extend ng work permit, for example? Okay, and then they have to leave and go back.
Yun
What
nga lang
other
mahirap.
options doon sa kanilang mortgage?
Well, the mortgage now is, well, they're gonna have to renew it. Wala sila dito, di ba? So it's
Oo.
either, hindi ako sigurado, narinig ko lang that they can probably rent it out or leave it. I don't know, because ang temporary resident sa Ontario, when you're applying for the NRST, let's say balik tayo muna sa Ontario, you have 4 years to be able to get your PR.
Mhm.
And within 4 years, you can have the money you paid returned to you within 90 days of your PR.
May
That's what I
ganun
saw.
pala, okay.
Yeah, so there's a timing sa Ontario and BC. So in terms of doon naman sa ibang provinces, anong mangyayari sa kanila pag pinauwi sila at wala silang choice? Truly, they should talk to their bank, right? They
Yeah.
can't leave because they can. May narinig na ako na they had to do that and they just kept renewing the mortgage, hoping that one day they would come back. Because banks, when they ask you for a renewal, they don't ask for your income again or anything like that. So it's totally up to you, but you should disclose it. I don't know if you're able to. Well, it's your right, I guess, to rent out the property because property mo yun, di ba? So
Yeah.
while you're away, then na-offset yung budget ng mortgage mo kaysa nakatenga.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a complicated situation if you will have to leave
Yeah.
Canada at the end of the day, diba? Okay,
Yeah,
you
it is-
mentioned that there have been successful cases naman. Okay, of some students, perhaps, nabayaran nila yan and then naging PR sila. Kasi, totoo naman guys, no, we're not here to discourage or we cannot tell everybody na huwag niyong gawin or gawin niyo yan, ituloy niyo because ako rin, I truly believe it's case-to-case basis. Can you give us
Yeah.
na lang, Ate Susan, profile of those who you might support a decision to purchase a house even if hindi pa sila PR?
So yung actually natulungan ko sa Toronto, one was she was actually hindi pa nga siya nurse, she was doing RPN, but she was bridging already. So basically international student sila, di ba? But she was working at the same time, but she knew she was gonna get that RN job sa Mount Sinai. And then the husband was actually working as a mechanic. So very solid ang income nila. They bought a house. So they were one of the successful one na alam. They were ready for it because when they came here, they had ipon from being a professional, I guess, sa Pilipinas, di ba?
Mhm.
So that's a good situation or example. And then now, to this day, fast forward tayo, they have 4 properties already.
Wow.
That was
okay.
from, nakailang ano, because they had a goal. And talagang ginusto talaga nila. And then again, they were ready for it, right?
Oo.
So
Okay.
yung
And you all, sorry, go ahead, Ate Susan, sige.
yung iba naman, yung isa naman ang nangyari is nahirapan sila because nawalan trabaho yung asawa. So now they have to find someone to help them nag silang rooming to help them with the budgeting. So nahirapan sila doon. And then yun ang problema kasi temporary resident. So nagkaberya yata sa pag-renew ng nila ng residency nila, ng temporary permit. Kasi pag inaano ka ng bangko, nag-mortgage ka, they have to see how many years is your contract. They look at that. If it's 1 year or 2 years, they're gonna give you a term of that specific mortgage ng ganon. But what's happening right now, like I said, marami na approve. We know that already. And we hear that from everywhere. It's just a matter of getting the proper advice.
Yeah. Tapos may nakwento ko sa atin, Ate Susan, before we recorded. Yung iba, mga hindi Pilipino naman, na alam mo, no? Yung sobrang yayaman talaga who can practically pay in cash or a huge chunk of the mortgage already, yun, parang medyo okay lang, di ba? Na makita siguro.
Yeah. Well, originally, di ba? Originally, I think that was the case back in the day.
Niyan, di ba?
Yeah, sorry, hindi nakita na Yeah, so really, I think back in the day, yung mga bumibili ng ganun, yung mga well-off, di ba? Oh, I'm gonna send my daughter for schooling. We're gonna get a house for you or a condo. Wala silang pakialam sa kung may tax man or di ba? Just really, they can buy it in cash. But stop muna nga sa Ontario and BC unless talagang mapera sila na they have all the means. But other provinces, like I said, I don't discourage nor, i-push sila kasi it depends on the situation. I'm pretty sure yung mga advisor nila is they help them make the right decision.
Yeah. Kunyari, ikaw ang kunin nilang mortgage specialist, Ate Susan. Like, what factors do you look at, before you give them your advice? Kumbaga, what if I am a TFW? Ang kontrata ko, 2 years. I am mechanic. Kunyari, mechanic. Pero again, uncertain pa, 50-50 ako sa PR chances ko. And I have enough for the 5% down payment and maybe savings that can pay off my mortgage comfortably for the next 3-4 months. O yan, not too long. Okay na ba yun? Okay ko ba i-proceed ito, Ate Susan?
Sa akin, medyo kinakabahan ako doon. Kasi sa mga, I know nobody who has 12 months of savings. Everybody, right? For everybody. So, mahirap yun. 3 months of savings, kasi sabi nila, when you lose your job, it takes about 3 to 6 months to find another job. So if you have 3 months of savings, anong mangyayari sa when you're temporary residents, I don't think you're allowed to go and get some help, financial assistance sa government because temporary residents, that's what I know. Or is it I think. Nalito ako dun I think you're not allowed to, but if you're a refugee, you're allowed, diba?
Iba pa yun, iba pang story.
Iba namang kwento yun, But for you paying taxes, I don't think you're entitled for financial assistance. But what is financial assistance gonna give you? It's either you EI, yes, but yung mga social works, 500, 600, 700 lang yun. Anong mangyayari, di ba? If you sign up for a mortgage.
So no, not so.
Yeah, not so. Like I said, it's not like against ako. It's not. I'm not really pro on it, but I know there's a lot of clients that has done it, and nakakaya nila. Siguro kasi nasa Ontario ko, but I've heard a lot of my colleagues sa Alberta or small towns, they've done a lot of those. There are some horror stories. There are some successes. That's why a lot are like still saying, oh, maganda to, di ba? Because they've heard. But I think yung mga bad stories hindi narinig masyado, di ba? So manawagan tayo dun na, miss yung mga bad stories, tawagan natin, di ba? So I've heard of some horror stories when it comes to that.
Oo, kasi syempre yung mga kababayan natin, Ate Susan, I guess they will, iba-iba rin ang posisyon nila dyan. But mainly because of the uncertainty now, sa mundo ng immigration, many are concerned for our kababayans who are willing to take the risk. Diba? But at the end of the day, guys, it's a personal decision. Depende yan sa risk appetite din siguro nila, no? Ako siguro okay lang sa akin, Ate Susan, in a way. If, let's say, I hear that this temporary resident is like studying to be a doctor here, diba? Magtatrabaho dito, good chances na doktor, tapos may ipon na marami na parang higher ang kanyang chances na ma-draw for PR. Baka ganun, pwede pa, no? Pero kung yung mga ordinary job, nakaipon ka, I don't know. That's a different story, no?
Palagi kong So, let's say, putting aside my biases, okay? If I put myself in in somebody's, yung mag-decision sila, and I think of, hey, I'm renting this much, this is one side of my bias, okay? This is my pro. Na yes, go ahead. Because if I think of it, ang mindset ko, hey, I'm paying $2,000 or $2,200 for rent. If I get a house for $250, how much would be my mortgage payment? Go ako doon, maybe I will go. Because mas mura ang bayad ko. Kung kaya ko naman may pang down payment ako and ganun. And afford ko naman kesa magrenta ako, magstay ng rent. Pwede yun. But then again, it's not just about because of that. You have to know your whole financial stability.
Yeah.
How
about yung thinking na ganito, Ate Susan? Naka-PGWP na siya, okay? Meaning, siguro, I would assume, let's say somebody just got their post-graduation work permit, meron siyang permit, 3 years to work. Okay? start pa lang, bumili siya ng bahay. Kasi ang thinking niya, kahit na mapauwi ako, hindi ako makahanap ng PR pathway, in that 3-year period, kikita na yung bahay ko. Tataas na yung value niya within a 3-year period. And then maybe before I leave, go back to the Philippines if I do end up being, sent home. Then,
Yeah, so
kumita pa ako. Is that good, tama ba yung ganong pag-iisip?
So in that case, I believe that's a good situation because you know why? If you were to look at it, if the bank lends you money, because they look at the management risk then, di ba?
Okay.
And a big factor when you look at it, if the bank is saying yes, reputable bank, not like private or any kind of lending bank, they would say, okay, 3 years is enough, 2 years is enough, right? If something were to happen to this customer in temporary residence sila, they can sell the house, right? It's win-win situation. They will give the equity, the rest of the equity to the person, to the owner, but they would get the rest of their money as well. So 3
Yeah.
years, it's actually good timing. But if your residency permit is expiring within a year, a lot of lenders,
Yeah.
they want to look at it. Plus, they look at it anyways. Lenders would ask, where is the permit? How many more years or how long? How many more permits? How many months do they have left? If they have 6 months left, are they getting a letter of reconsideration that it would be extended?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So typically, lender would ask, can they get a letter stating that you will be reinstated or given an extension? So they would accept that. So that's a good indication then. Pag lender sinabing yes, then go, right? Pero kung ipupush mo na ilang buwan na lang tapos wala ka palang, hindi ka na pala i-extend, you're putting yourself in a situation where sakit ng ulo, di ba? Not only you're gonna lose the down payment already, yung savings mo, stress ka pa, and there's so many aspects na makakapekto sa buong pagkatao mo, di ba? So, yun yung mga time na kailangan mo mag-isip if you wanna do it
Yeah.
or not.
All right. O meron ka pang naisip, Ate Susan, ng mga pros and cons?
Yeah. No, I just don't want to sound like we're against it because it's there. It's for everybody to take advantage and use it, right? But sa sitwasyon ngayon is like mag-hold siguro unless sure talaga sila sa gusto nilang gawin.
Ako
Ano?
dun sa non-PR tax, parang I'd rather just wait than spend another that big, be charged that big. Sa purchase ko sa Ontario NBC, parang napaka-discouraging nun. Parang maghintay na lang ako, save ko na lang yung 25% na yun. Ano ba yun?
Well, kasi naman yung mga yun ready sila mag-down payment ng kahit ano, di ba? They don't really want a mortgage, so they don't really fall into the same category as us. Like
Correct.
majority of madlang people, di ba? But for us, yeah. So maybe another segment mo is I've seen a lot of people that do things creatively. Like may mga mortgage company or brokers, ang ginagawa pa ngayon nga, nagagawa ng down payment. They don't really have the down payment, but they find ways to...
Is that legal?
No, it's fraud,
It's not,
shelter
bad
and
yun,
tawag. So yun yung talagang kailangan na, if it's too good to be true, then don't. Kasi...
ang sinasabi ni Ate Susan, guys, huwag kayo magpabiktima sa mga mortgage fraud. Yung mga ganyan na parang, gusto mo makabili ka ng bahay dito para baka may baon ka pa uwi mo, kunyari kahit hindi ka ma-extend o
Yeah.
So pera lang kailangan mo yung mga ganyan, Wag
Yes, so before you go, I guess, so I just want to have a brief story on that is yung isang customer, bumili ng bahay. They didn't really have a down payment. So ang ginawa nila is the parent, ang sinabi daw sa kanila is, don't worry about it. This is from Toronto, mortgage broker sa Toronto. Don't worry about it. We'll figure out the down payment for you. So ang ginawa, they made up a gift letter for $100,000 on a $500,000 purchase, 20% down. Kasi pag nasa B-lender ka, automatic you need 20% down payment. Pag nasa bangko ka, A-lending ang tawag, you are entitled for 5% up to 20% down payment for a high ratio mortgage, default insured. But pag B-lender, they're more lenient sa mga policies. 20% na kailangan. $500,000 down, di ba? Ay, $500,000 purchase. No down payment. So yung parents, ginawa nung broker, this is a true story. They pretended the parent had $100,000. Okay? So, yung circle ng broker, they have their own private lenders. They lend the parents the money for $100,000.
Oh.
So, inilagay sa bangko. So, yung gift letter ngayon noong buyer, binigay ni Hannah, so they have to worry is the closing costs.
Okay.
Which is, if first-time home buyer, it's probably gonna be $5,000 down for lawyers and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe $6,000. So, yun lang kailangan nila. So, they came crying kasi ang may nangyari na. So, tinignan ko, nag-search ako. Because we can do search through Purview and Tawag or anything like that. There was a lien for $100,000. So, yung mortgage broker, so yung mortgage broker, sige po, utangin namin kayo, pero huwag niya sabihin kahit kanino, di ba? So, $400,000 ang utang nila, with $100,000 yung pinang-down, nilagyan ng lien yung bahay. So, now 100% financing. Bawal yun for shelter. But when you hear someone that says, oh, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it for you, we'll find ways creatively.
Yeah.
Ano na yun? Anong tawag mo doon?
It's too good to be true. Huwag mo nang patulan.
Yeah, so kahit na ibenta pa yung bahay, both of them, and the market went down, yung nagpautang ng 100,000, they can't get their money because the 500,000 right now is actually worth 445.
Wala din.
And they're on a second position. Pag binenta ng bangko yon, walang makukuha ng pera yung nagpa-second mortgage. Talo din sila. But they were there. But the buyer were willing participants, right? So,
okay. Well, thank you so much, Ate Susan. Guys, if meron kayong mga thoughts about this issue, put them down there in the comment section. Yung contact ni Ate Susan, if you want to get in touch with her, ito po yan. Okay, 519-755-2388. Thank you so much, Ate Susan, for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. And also, look up your nearest mortgage agent sa nyo para alam nila expert sa mga town nyo or province ninyo. Okay.
Basta isip-isip and factor in everything about your situation before buying a house.
Parang ang bilis ng usapan natin.
Oo nga, tinan mo, mag-half hour na. Thanks so much. We'll end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you. Bye!